What's going on, guys? Welcome back to hashtag GSM for GM here in WWE 2K24 MyGM Mode Season 3, Episode 57 here today. I'm Graham GSM Matthews. Hope you guys are doing well. Coming off the Backlash pay-per-view as we head on into Hell in a Cell. We got the Intercontinental Championship Tournament going on right now. We kicked it off last week with the quarterfinals, 2 quarterfinals matchups, one by Gunther and Sheamus. Tonight we got LA Knight in, as random as this fucking is, I get it, the debuting Mankind, who is not here for the long haul, at least as of right now. It is a short-term contract. I'm hoping LA Knight goes over, but if he doesn't, then he's got a new feud on his hands with Mankind of all people. So we're going to be watching that matchup, actually. Billy Slugger, per usual, around this time of the year, is back here on SmackDown. She said she would work for free. So she's back here on SmackDown. They always want to work for free. We got this in fucking 2K23, too. So I said, fuck it, you're back. She's back on the roster. She gets a promo tonight. Roman Reigns will address CM Punk in his challenge for a rematch at Hell in a Cell after Solo Sikoa beat him last week. Bayley will take on the debuting Beth Phoenix. Spoiler alert, we already simulated or added the fixed match option for this matchup. Beth will win. So the whole idea of Rhea being next in line, that was what I was going to do, but I was a fucking idiot. I wonder if Tony Khan and Triple H have made the same mistake, where I pressed decline to renew Rhea Ripley's contract. That was 2 episodes ago. Don't ask, I mean, I just explained it to you, but pretty dumb decision on my part. I did that by accident. So I hired Beth Phoenix in her place. If we couldn't get Rhea Ripley, which is what I want, because she and Bayley have a lot of history, then we are going to get Beth Phoenix in her spot, going for that championship instead at the pay-per-view. So she will beat Bayley tonight. And I don't love champions losing non-title matches, but it's better than doing like a number 1 contenders match, which we do all the time with the women. So I like this approach instead. The other quarterfinal matchup in the Intercontinental Championship Tournament, Solo Sikoa taking on Rey Mysterio. GM interference as requested by Solo. Maybe it's to get kind of the GM, William Regal, on the Bloodline side here and kind of align myself as a heel GM, I guess. I don't know. But he asked for it. I'm going to give it to him. I feel like that makes sense. We'll see if he wins, though. It all depends if he wins. Trick Williams wants a rematch with Sheamus, who lost. He lost to Sheamus in the first round of the Intercontinental title tourney last week, but it was by countout. So Trick says, I want a rematch one of these days with the Celtic Warrior. And then in the main event, Bianca Belair is back. And she's teaming with Becky Lynch to take on 2 common enemies in Liv Morgan and Cora Jade, with a run-in from Ronda Rousey, who has unfinished business with Bianca Belair. So that's our show. And I think we're good. I think we can kind of get into it. We got a $400,000, we got $400,000 plus in the bank right now, which is good. We bought, fixed match. We use that. To the Moon stuff I mentioned, I want to use that in the Birth of Legend shit after we get rid of our interim superstar. So, I don't know if Beth is here to stay long-term. I don't know if Mick is here to stay long-term. Because I don't want that shit to be used on them, and then they're not here. That would be a waste. So, I don't want to use it right now. But let's get into it. Confirm booking. We're in Miami, Florida tonight, by the way, as well. All right. So we're watching this match, LA Knight and Mankind. How fucking random. And I already guarantee you the rating will not be good. First of all, they have no prior history, which the game doesn't care about anyway. But there is no, what was I going to say? There's no, previous fucking, what was it? Not history. I just said that. The dynamic is off. It's like babyface and babyface. Sorry, I got a text and got distracted. But yeah, Mankind's coming in as a babyface, so that's not going to help the match rating at all.
Now
here comes a former Intercontinental Champion in his own right. The longest reigning champion of any kind here in SmackDown's history.
The unhinged mind of Mick Foley.
It's weird. He's got the fucking Mick Foley music, but he's coming out as Mankind. That's so weird. No Mankind music? That's very strange. I thought he was going to come out to the Mick Foley or the Mankind, whatever. I was going to say piano, but whatever his theme was, it's certainly not that one. That's the Mick Foley song. Here we go. Like I mentioned, LA Knight, the longest reigning, not only Intercontinental Champion that we've ever had here on SmackDown, the longest reigning champion of any kind on SmackDown. Sami Zayn did come close. He was champion from Backlash to Mania, which is a long time. But LA Knight was champion from Mania to Mania. He beat Dolph Ziggler, who's obviously no longer in the game and no longer on SmackDown. Beat Dolph Ziggler to become champion back at WrestleMania 3, that would have been. Or no, WrestleMania 2. I think that would have been WrestleMania 2. And then he... Or no, wait. Was it Mania 2? I think it was, because I think at the first Mania, he was the WWE champion going in. Lost the belt to Brock Lesnar. That was at WrestleMania 1. WrestleMania 2, he won the Intercontinental Championship against Dolph Ziggler. WrestleMania 3, he lost that same title to Braun Breaker, got drafted away from SmackDown, and now he's back on SmackDown, coming out of WrestleMania 5. So, that's where we're at. This is the debut of Mankind as a member of the SmackDown roster. This was not an open challenge, but he was the mystery opponent for LA Knight, someone that Knight has no history with, no familiarity with whatsoever. None of the roster does. We've never had Mick Foley here on SmackDown before as Mankind, Mick Foley, Dude Love, whatever the fuck. Knight taking the fight back to Mankind here after taking some offense and a beating in the first part of this matchup. Tossing Mankind to the ground. The match can end in countout. We saw that last week with Sheamus and Trick. We watched that match, a very short match. Looked like Knight's already looking ready to strike with a great combination there, and Mick Foley already back to his feet. Trying to get him back in the ring, and he was unsuccessful. Knight just says fucking gets back in the ring himself. Too busy boasting with the crowd. Mick Foley capitalizes. Gotta call Mankind, but we know it's Foley. I mean, the Titantron said as much, actually. But, yeah, we saw it last week with Sheamus and Trick. A disappointing matchup that ended in mere minutes. Trick lost that match by countout after Sheamus beat the shit out of him on the outside. Trick couldn't make the count. And Sheamus advanced, which is why Trick wants a rematch with Sheamus, knowing that, hey, listen, he didn't beat me. And I want to continue to prove myself as a prospect on the rise here on SmackDown, a rookie on the rise. Mankind waiting for Knight as he's perched on the top rope. Great double axe handle off the top rope there from Mankind. Gets the cover, 1, 2, and no, just a 1 count. Beating Knight in his debut would be a great statement win for Mankind. LA Knight, not only a former Intercontinental Champion, as I said, but a former Tag Team Champion, a former WWE Champion. Only one of 3 people to have become a Triple Crown Champion here on SmackDown, alongside Ilya Dragunov and Sami Zayn. And Knight feels like he's back here on the blue brand to do it all over again. Kicks off Mankind. Oh, nice kick to the side there. Boom, and a kick to the leg. He's got him back up against the ropes. Short arm clothesline there from Knight. Ooh, kick to the back of the leg. And he's got him up on his shoulders. Beautifully done into a neck breaker. Knight continuing to build momentum here. As I've mentioned before, my original play, nice neck breaker, another nice neck breaker. I was originally going to put him immediately in the finals of this tournament, or just have the winner of that tournament face him in the finals, because he was never beaten for the belt. But then I realized Sheamus also, and he was beaten for the belt, but he never got a rematch. Sheamus never got a rematch either. 9. Yeah, boom! Dropping that elbow on Foley. Waiting for him to get on up here. And he's got him. No! Looking to kick him in the gut for that BFT. Mick Foley reverses. Nice power slam there from Knight. That could have been the game-changing win for him there, and he had it reversed by someone who saw it coming. Oh, nice elbow drop there. Fist for whatever the fuck you call it. Fist punch right to the face again.
He's absorbing some tough
the elbow drop earlier.
Yeah, but you can't count anyone out yet.
Now he goes to the apron, back to the top. Is he going to jump off? High risk, high reward. Now he's going to wait for him to get back to his feet. He sees the writing on the wall. There it is! Beautiful drop kick from Knight from the top rope.
High risk, high reward.
Boom!
The opponent's head like a basketball.
Love the shit that they put in the game. That's cool. Kick to the head, more kicks to Mankind. Got to put this guy down for the count. He's a viable threat. It's been competitive so far. Beautiful combination. Knight catches Foley and right down to the ground he goes. Got to get him back in the ring here. I mean, if he wants to do more damage before getting him counted out, that is awesome. We saw this play last week. LA Knight looking to take a page out of Sheamus's playbook. He saw that it worked for the Celtic Warrior. He's going to see if it works for him. Mankind is still out. We're up to an 8 count. He is slowly getting back to his feet. 9, and he's back in. Oh, Mankind with the mandible claw out of nowhere. Before LA Knight could capitalize and hit a move on Knight, he's got the mandible claw. That could be out. No, Knight gets out of it. That was almost it there. Knight gets out of it. Mick Foley getting out of Knight's grasp there. And just a little bit of nothing. Knight going for something. Mankind again has an answer for it. With the cover. 1, 2. And a kick out of 2 from Knight. These two having quality chemistry together. Great to see. And Mick Foley with a beautiful double arm DDT. And LA Knight right back to his feet. Oh, and a nice fucking punch from Knight. Oh my God. That should have been it, but he immediately gets back to his feet. Oh, going for an elbow and he missed. And a beautiful running DDT from Mankind. Oh, great counter there from Foley. He's bringing Knight to the center of the ring. A lot of great DDT variants there for Mankind. And again, he's going to go for the mandible claw. He's got it locked in. This might be it. No, LA Knight again fighting out of the mandible claw. And he's got it with the BFT out of nowhere. And he pins Mankind. 1, 2. Oh, and he kicks out at 2. He kicks out at 2. Oh my God, great matchup. Mankind not going down without a fight, going for the knee off the top, and he misses. Knight's injured. Foley looking to capitalize. Oh, and a nice back elbow there from Foley. Hitting what Knight failed to do earlier. Great back forearm. Repeated punches on the former WWE champion. Oh! And again, giving him a taste of his own medicine. Knight hit 2 of those. Foley's hitting 2 of those. My God, nice headbutt there. And that could be it, just doing the damage. 1, 2, 3. Mankind advances in the Intercontinental Championship Tournament. Wow. What a match. That was an excellent match. Knight losing nothing in defeat. The championship he thought he would get back. Immediately vanquished with a loss in the first round. Dreams up in smoke. With a loss to a star he did not see coming. But a great match nonetheless. A disappointing match? Fuck you. I already told you guys earlier the rating was going to be shit. But that was a really, really good match. So, Mankind's moving on. New rivalry. That's what I like to see, though. Popularity up 3 for Billy Slugger. Beth Phoenix, we already knew would win. Beaten Bayley, she will get a championship opportunity against the WWE Women's Champion at the pay-per-view at Hell in a Cell. Roman Reigns calls out Punk. We're going to simulate this matchup. Rey Mysterio solo, who advances in the tournament. Rey Mysterio, MyGM interference backfires. And Rey Mysterio is moving on in the Intercontinental Championship Tournament. All right. Rivalry grows here between Trick Williams and Sheamus. All right, good stuff. And then the main event. Let's see who wins this tag team matchup. Bianca and Becky going over. Giving the heels a measure of revenge. I really want Kurt Angle on our fucking roster. I know Raw has him right now. I really want Kurt Angle. $124,000 gain. I care more about that than the fans at this point. We're not going to beat the other two brands in terms of fans, but we can win with the money. New Orleans, baby, tonight. Mick says my contract with SmackDown will expire at the end of the week. I am going to keep him because even if he loses in this tournament, we can keep him around for the LA Knight feud. So, okay, let's talk figures. We'll give him what he wants. Let's see here. He wants 5 weeks. If we give him 10, it's an extra 72. I think we might actually save money if we do that, but I don't know if I want to keep him around beyond the 5 weeks. That's really the question. So we'll give him the hundred. We'll give him the hundy. I'd like to offer you $200. All right, we'll give him what he wants. Solo says, earn your respect, blah, blah, blah. Rey Mysterio says, the joke's on me. I thought we were all working together, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, let's see here. We have Gunther and Sheamus in the next round, as well as Rey and Mankind. So Rey and Sheamus in this next round would make a lot of sense. That would actually be kind of perfect. Unless that was the finals. So do we do Sheamus and Rey in this next round? And then they can have their third match there? Or do we do Gunther and Rey? Which I think we've already done. We'll see. And then Sheamus. Oh, I want Trick to interfere in the Sheamus match. And LA Knight's going to interfere in the Gunther match. So I guess that's what we'll do. I guess we will have to do Sheamus and Rey. I mean, I'll keep Mankind as a baby. I mean, we can't turn him heel on a night that he's having a match anyway, but I actually might turn LA Knight heel. Interestingly, I might turn him heel ultimately if we keep Foley and he's a baby face. But we'll see. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. Rey and Sheamus. I would love to see Rey and Sheamus in the main event for the Intercontinental Championship of the pay-per-view. But Sheamus is feuding with Trick right now, kind of. I don't know. Sheamus would have to win and Rey would have to win. And the odds of that happening are like 25%. Because we could get an outcome where Sheamus wins but not Rey, or Sheamus wins and not Sheamus, you know? Or Rey wins and not Sheamus, so... this was going to be Trick. Alright. Gunther versus Mankind. Interference. LA Knight and Mankind. Alright. Because I would love to see Rey and Sheamus have their third match on pay-per-view and have it be for the title, but again, I just don't know how likely that would be, so I'd rather just do it here in the semifinals. Maybe Sheamus finally beats Rey. I would love to see that. Sheamus and Gunther in the fucking finals would be crazy. But I think having them renew the feud here would be cool, so... And then we could have a finals of Mankind and Rey, or Mankind and Sheamus, I'm not sure. But yeah, we'll see. So that is that. We're going to do a self-promo for Bayley. I already wrote that in last week. We're going to do a self-promo for Beth Phoenix. Or not a self-promo, she's going to turn heel. Cool. She was already kind of... I envisioned her coming in as a heel, as the backup, as like the mercenary for Rhea Ripley. This is going to be a contract signing. It will be disguised as a backstage brawl. Let's see. It's going to be CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is the champion. We'll have him come out first. It doesn't matter. We might have to watch that depending on what this third match is, but we shall see. So these are the matches we have left. We have no other men left, so Solo cannot have a match. Solo, was he on the show last week? He was not. So we'll probably have a women's promo and a women's match here. All right. So I'm thinking we do Bianca and let's do that, actually. Bianca's going to call out Ronda. She says, listen, you want a piece of me? I'll give you a fucking piece of me. I'll give you a piece of me at the pay-per-view. So we'll do that. We shall do that. So now the question is, do we do Becky? We said we were going to do Becky and Cora. I think Becky said she wants Cora, right? It's either this week or next week, and we might as well just do it. Have at least one Iron Man match this week? Fuck you. So let's do Becky and Cora. All right, did we do... I'm just checking something. So Bayley and Becky beat Liv Morgan and Cora Jade in their first week coming out of Mania. Bayley beat Liv, Bayley beat Cora, and then Becky beat Cora in that no-holds-barred match before the pay-per-view. So it's going to be Becky and Cora tonight. She's going to go after Becky. And it's going to be Becky and Liv at the pay-per-view. Becky wants revenge on Liv for costing her the championship. And Cora also got hurt in that match with Becky, so that's why we're revisiting this tonight. And Liv will face Cora at the pay-per-view. Or Liv will face Becky at the pay-per-view. So that's the plan. That's the plan. Well, what if it was... I'm just checking something here. I already gave Becky a grudge match. Oh, I guess it was the tag team match. All right, I didn't know it was the same thing. I thought it was like a singles match, but we were gonna do this match anyway with Becky and Cora. I was gonna say, do we do Becky and Cora at the pay-per-view? But Liv was the one who cost Becky the title, so Becky really wants her hands on Liv even more than Cora would. So that would make sense. So we'll do this match. All right, so we're going to have to watch the backstage brawl next week between Roman and Punk. My quote-unquote, what's it called? My quote-unquote fucking contract signing. Gunther and Mankind, first round of the Intercontinental Championship Tournament. LA Knight going to attempt to cost Mankind the win after what happened last week. Bayley will address the loss to Beth Phoenix, who will turn heel on the show in a promo in her own vignette. Bianca will call out Ronda for a rematch at the pay-per-view, and that will be made official tonight. Becky Lynch will want revenge on Cora Jade. Cora Jade really wants revenge, an individual, on a one-on-one capacity following last week's tag team loss. So we're going to see that tonight. Rey Mysterio takes on a familiar foe in Sheamus, with Trick Williams getting involved. He's going to attempt to cost Sheamus the win, and then a contract signing / backstage brawl between Roman Reigns and CM Punk. So that's where we're at, and that is what we're doing. So that is the show. I think we're good. I mean, we could always look for like more fucking free agents, but we don't really need to do that tonight. I'm going to buy Fixed Match because that could always come in handy. Dropping bars, one randomly. I don't want to buy that for $60,000. I will buy this. All right. Raise the popularity of the superstar with the lowest popularity on your roster by 15. Well, if I use that on Billy Slugger, then who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Especially if I don't re-sign her or whatever. Cool. So this is the show. Is Billy here? Like, how long is Billy here for? Wait one sec. Gain 10 talent scout points. That's fine. I don't really care about that. Okay, so Billy's here for another 8 weeks. We don't need to use her right away. She can come back next week. She's not on the show this week, but she can come back like next week or in a couple weeks. I don't know. We'll figure that shit out. Probably, maybe Liv. Maybe we could do Liv and Billy next week. We could do Liv and Billy, and then Becky versus, Becky calling out Liv or whatever. I mean, that would, I think, make the most sense. Cool. So that's the show for next week. Thank you guys, as always, for checking out the show. I appreciate it. Be sure to like the video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Have an awesome one, folks. I'm Graham GSM Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.